Hey everyone, welcome. We're going to actually start getting into more of the reviews and less of the unboxing, as most of the items are starting to come in for this rig. As you can see, we have the McLaren P1. This is going to be my second first-person view driving video using this new head mount that I have from my Gopro. The most recent item we just got in is this here, TH8A Shifter, and it's the add-on shifter to Thrustmaster's ecosystem line of products. If you saw my unboxing, I kind of went through that with you. Now this here, I greatly enjoy the fact that they kind of allow so many different methods of mounting this. You could either hard mount it with using M6 bolts, you could use a supplied clamp that's already on it, and then, you know, if you use a clamp to clamp swivels, and then on top of that this swivels. And a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves, I would just mount it to a table. Why the heck would you want to swivel this and, you know, swivel the whole mechanism around? You know, what's really the point? Especially if you have a clamp that, you know, or, you know, bolt that you could drill out and mount it however the heck you want it. Well, in my case in particular, this box here, although it looks like there's room around it, there really isn't. On the inside there's a lot of framing. It only fits in one way. So to have this and to be able to rotate it a little bit after loosening these here, it only made it feel a lot more comfortable in my hand. Made it so that way when I'm gaming and I'm playing, you know, I'm not in a restricted manner. I'm not shifting what feels to be uncomfortable and unnatural to me. So, you know, that's the whole part of computing and gaming. Yeah, it's not realistic, and, you know, you try to make it a simulator and try to make it somewhat realistic for your enjoyment, but there's no point in making it uncomfortable. And this here, being able to rotate this to just my liking and what feels good in the palm of my hands, I can appreciate that. So, in order to rotate this, we would have to take these bolts off, so we're just going to get to that right now. This is going to be my first time doing that. And we're going to be installing this here sequential plate because this car is sequential in nature. And again, it is the McLaren P1, which is one of their, it is their newest vehicle that they just released. So again, yeah, we're going to install this here plate onto there and see if we can map it out to be sequential. Again, this is my first time actually changing this plate out. It's super easy to do though. It's just 4 little Allen bolts. They give you the Allen wrench to use. That's that one. And then what I like is once you get it loose enough, I'm hoping I'm holding this where you could see it. On the head of the actual Allen bolt, there's little teeth on there, so you could just unscrew with your fingers. Just overall a really, really smart design. Put those down on the floor there. I'm going to kick this over this way. Let's try to hurry this up. Alright, so from there, see how it just kind of, it just pops right off. Probably mostly my fault there, but you could take this here. Now the whole plate is going to, it's going to spin. I probably should have taken the actual knob off beforehand, but it doesn't much matter. It's not that big of a deal. There you go. You take the knob off, put that down out of the way, take the plate off. Nice metal plate there. We're going to take this in, and it only fits one way. I know there's that little tab there that goes inside. I believe it's over here. Let's make sure I'm actually getting that on right. I believe Now, as usual, I didn't read the instructions too much. There was so much information online with these online videos that so I'm just going to hand tight these a little bit. Let's see. I think that's how I'm going to want it. Wow. That is, those little springs in there, you don't think that they would really give you much resistance, but they do. I wonder how it's going to feel when I'm actually gaming with them. There we go. Now I do have the GoPro on, and you're probably going to see a bunch of like charger cables all over the place, and it's mainly because I didn't charge anything before shooting this. So doing so, everything is pretty much dead. Now just managed to lose that Allen wrench. Let's see. Alright, for the sake of time and just getting this back together, I somehow lost the Allen wrench within the 3 feet that I'm sitting in the 3-foot area that I was putting tools down. I don't know what the heck happened. So anyway, I just got my little out of my little jeweler's set, this here. I'm not a jeweler by trade, but I believe that's what they're called, the little guys. So anyway, let's just get this back together, get this locked down. There's that there. That one there. Now I don't think this is going to be picked up immediately as sequential. I think I'm probably going to have to set something in the game or set something in the driver itself. But that's how you get that on. And there's a knob. Woo! I'm almost going to pull my whole rig down. Sweet. All my monitors are jiggling right now. Wow. Pretty sweet. That feels really good. I'm actually super surprised at the level of tension that those little springs are given in both directions. So there you go. That's it together. So let's try to get with some gameplay. Alright guys, I got everything all connected. Just had to go back into the settings of the game and kind of just map it. Only took a second to do. So I have yet to really try this car on this track. And I'll leave that at, I guess, 41. I'm not exactly sure what are good settings for this car here. And so I'm going to be... it's probably going to be pretty bad. I'm probably going to wreck the car, but it's going to be pretty neat using this instead of paddles, and we get a feel for this shifter in this mode. Doesn't take much movement for it to read. Also, you just got to barely touch it and it reads too. And you could actually probably set that in the bio settings of the actual of the shifter itself. There's a lot of settings that you could change in there as far as when you want it to read movement into a control and stuff like that. Very nice, intuitive software. Very easy to use too. As you can see, I'm not really following any sort of line. I'm still even learning this track. I only got this game a few days ago. That's why I have the map up. I'm still green at this game. And one of my favorite cars that I've actually recently stopped using was the STI by SP Mods. And it's a shame because I'm not exactly sure what happened. There was an update and I lost the sound. So I'm going to have to reinstall all that. And that's kind of what I wanted to do this video with. Because that car actually made it through the track once without crashing. But wow, this shifter is freaking... This shifter is great, you know, and that's the thing too. It takes time to get used to different things because it's got to feel like an extension of you for you to be successful. And not that I feel like it's an extension of me necessarily, but I don't feel weird using it. It's not like using a whole new controller. It just feels natural. It feels how you would want it to feel in the real car. Ah! Oh, nice save. Alright, we saved it. We're going to keep going. This is a one-taker. Not doing 2-3 takes of me trying to get a perfect lap. We already established I'm not good at this game yet. Oh, wow. And that's the thing too, I keep forgetting that I'm not mapped it to paddles. So that's what kind of I'm used to as far as sequential cars go. Nice drift around that turn. That was fun. Oh wow, this is friggin' awesome. I love this shifter. And I've heard of people actually running two shifters, one plugged into the wheel, one plugged into the computer, and even leaving it like this, you know, either as a handbrake or fell out of the carousel there. See, I wanted to review this here because I think this track is fun, mainly because I don't know it, and there's so many turns and undulations and everything like that, but it would cause me to use this stick constantly. And it's just making it so much fun. My hands are so sweaty right now. My heart is beating like crazy. Let's get it, let's get it. No, no, no. Alright, we got it. We're going. We're going. We already established this is not a world record lap. Now, I gotta tell you, Thrustmaster's definitely got it down now when it comes to force feedback. And I'm not only talking about this wheel. I'm talking about the force that I'm having to give this freaking shifter to do its thing. And you know, it's not so heavy that you can't even move it. And I know there's a lot of people out there
as I was, you know, when you're looking at the Club Sport SQ, you know, which is like much more money. No, that's it. We crashed. All right. So let's get back in the thought process here. So the Club Sport SQ is a lot more money, and almost double the cost, I think. I'm not exactly sure what it's going for now, MSRP. But you know, when you're looking at that, and that you could set the resistance level that you want in sequential mode. In this one you can't, but it feels great. It just feels great, just the way it is. You know, I don't have a sequential car myself. I don't have a car with a stick that you do that with. You know, my car, as of right now, I've had a WRX, which was of course manual, as we all know, and then I have a CTSV currently in automatic form, which, you know, has an up and down shifting gate, but it's not sequential. So, you know, I don't have a car that is you know, so I have no real way of comparing, but I would hope it would feel this way, and I hope it would feel this good, because this is nice. Alright, so that's one lap down, and yeah, let's go over first impressions and how it did in the race with this. One thing I will say, and we'll do this over a replay here, as far as sequential goes, this thing is an absolute beast. I'm trying to think how I'm actually going to review this again. Not exactly sure why this is not playing. I think I might have did something. I think I might have broke it. It's not actually. Maybe because I clicked photo mode accidentally. All right, there we go. Now we got video to have some commentary over. That was when I was checking the settings. Anyway, so in sequential mode, this stick is absolutely awesome, and I can tell you in 8 shifter mode, it is great too. I'm gonna do another drive video. I'm gonna try to find an 8 shifting car, and we're gonna go at it. Probably the McLaren. We'll probably do the old school F1. So let's get this plate off, and we'll come back and we'll do the McLaren F1, either at this track or some other one, and then I'll give you a final review of what I think about the Thrustmaster here. Hey everyone, we're going to do something a little different for the H pattern shifter portion of this. We're in iRacing right now. We're in the Pontiac Solstice, and we're at the Charlotte Motorsport Racing Complex. We're going to do the infield, but not. I think it's just called a road course. So you go around the Outer Bank, and I just want to do something a little different. Being that most people race more than one game, but yeah. Alright, without further ado, let's go turn a lap or two. I love how the return spring for third gear is, it just like pulls it over to the right. Feels a little bit more natural going back to third, or going up to third, I should say. And then when you're in fourth gear and you want to go to third, just push it straight up. shifter feels super nice and notchy. Love that metallic thunk you get every time you put it in gear. And I love that there is a load portion to it where it's almost like a cam load in a sense that you gotta overcome before it falls into gear. Makes it feel very realistic. Doesn't just make it feel like a floppy stick, much like the some of the other ones out there, like the, you know, G37 kind of feels a little loose. You know, there's a lot of successful racers using it, but you know, if you're going more for the experience, as far as just trying to simulate instead of just focus on it working and reading a gear, you know, this is hard to beat for the money. Caught in thought, and it definitely showed in that lap. So yeah, if you want to be as fast as possible, having little things like that resistance portion of the shift and noise and how high the shifter is and how comfortable you are, yeah, you know, it may help. It may help the experience. It may make it more engaging, which will make you more successful if you pay more attention to it. Yeah, that's true. But is it going to make you faster? No. The fastest way to probably play this game is, you know, maybe paddle shifters or anything like that. But if you're into creating the experience for $150, and I didn't even pay that much, there's a lot of good deals going on out there. If you look, this shifter is hard to beat, especially it, you know, being mostly made of metal. 90% of it is made out of metal. So, you know, you're buying a quality piece that, you know, if you should decide you want to get rid of it in the future, should be able to with no problem. Not going to wear because of the oh jeez, oh man. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get this puppy back to the pits, and I'm going to finish up this review. But it has the Hall effect sensor. That's a magnetic sensor that will prevent any sort of wear over the long term. And I just think Thrustmaster has really hit it out of the ballpark with this shifter. You know, there's better shifters out there. I mean, depending on what your spread is and what you want to pay, what you feel that things are worth, and yeah, you could get anything out there. You could get shifters in setups from real race cars and get it, you know, retrofitted into your rig if you wanted to. But if you want something that's what I feel is affordably priced for what you're getting and makes sense, this is hard to beat. This is really hard to beat. Alright, we're going to ignore that. I'm just going to all the way to the right and back is reverse. We're going to reverse it a little bit. We're just going to ring through the gears on this straightaway here. And that's the thing too, it just makes it so freaking fun just to shift. And the thing too about it also is the software, and I'm sure you've seen it in many other videos and pictures and whatnot. You could set the zones of where you want the gear to then be registered as you putting it in the gear. It doesn't affect the throw of the actual stick, but you know, you could affect as soon as, because you could see here it's registering right about there, from the neutral position to there. You could see that's when it's registering and in gear, and that's like just at the peak of the hump of that cam sort of feeling at before it snaps into gear. and you could set exactly where you want it to register that it's in gear. And I feel that's out of the box a natural position. So that's it. There you have it. Alright guys, so this is just closing here for the TH8A shifter, which is the replacement for the I believe it's 8RS or THRS shifter. I absolutely love the shifter. I love the little cam humps. I'm not exactly sure if they are cams, but that's almost what it feels like. You almost have to overcome that little moment of tension and resistance, and then it falls right into gear. Nice positive feelings to it. I really enjoy how you could just take this one shifter and turn it both into a sequential or an H pattern shifter. I enjoy that you can personalize your shifter to what you want it to be based on you know, just a quick turn of the set screw on the inside, and you could adjust the face of it and how it angles towards you so you can shift in your rig and feel much more natural and much more comfortable. There's really nothing else that needs to be said about this thing besides that I believe if you have a Thrustmaster wheelbase, you should go out and get one. It's an awesome cost for the amount of what you get, and the amount of metal that is supplied in the housing is just insane. 90%. You don't see that anymore. These are things that's like, you know, when you go back and you go to like thrift stores or whatever, and you see, you know, an old household like kitchen tool from the early 1900s, you're like, wow, things are not made like that no more. Well, this sucker is heavy. It feels like it's gonna last forever and outlive me. It's just, I'm thoroughly impressed for the amount of money I spent and the quality of the item I got. Good job, Thrustmaster. So it gets my big thumbs up. I'm going to use this puppy for a long time until they come out with something better, and not necessarily Thrustmaster, but any of the other brands that comes out with anything else that is competitively priced to this, and it just feels better in the hand. And I don't think they will. It's just, this is the awesome package for the price. So as Crash of RTA Motorsports, I'm just going to close this out and say I'm a little speechless. I'm still trying to find words to explain this sucker to you and try to find fault in it. But it's really hard. Do some research, watch some videos out there. I hope you enjoyed my little review on it, enjoyed some gameplay, and I hope it helps out in your purchasing and shopping decisions if you're looking to come up with what you may buy for your rig. But I'm going to stop the car here. I'm not at all working for any of these companies. I'm just building my own little personal rig at home, trying to find good deals online, and I came across this. So as a buyer of products and as a normal everyday person, I'm going to say, if you're in the market for anything like this, go for it. Don't even think twice. If you have some more money to spend and you're willing to spend that amount of money on a shifter, by all means go for it. Go for a Frex unit. Go for the Club Sport SQ unit. I'm sure they're much better. I haven't used a Club Sport SQ. I've used, like I said, the G27 shifter, the Fanatec CSR shifter. This is worlds apart. This feels like something you would get out of a vehicle, as far as, you know, from the faceplate up. This feels really realistic. It doesn't feel exactly like the real thing, but it definitely gives you a good simulation of what you're going for, of the shifter. So for the money, I don't think it could be beaten. I wouldn't want to try to make this thing for the amount of money they're selling it for at all. I wouldn't want to go through the development costs and all that. And there's a good reason why they're always sold out and why no one could ever find them online. It's because this is the sweet spot, I believe, for gaming. So Crash from RTA Motorsports gives it a big thumbs up. I think you need to go out and go buy one, especially if you're in the market for one. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.